Well, we are on the road. We have, you probably can't see it, the open trailer in tow. We are headed to pick up the LS3 Miata from getting long tube headers and full 3-inch dual titanium exhaust bill. Last time the car had GA manifolds, 2.5-inch to single 3-inch, dual 3-inch, titanium, not stainless, long tube headers. Should be nuts. Should sound insane. Should be a massive difference. We're gonna do a big smoky burnout to, you know, test it out. And yeah, it should be fun. I am so excited to see the exhaust and hear it. It should pick up a lot of power. We're gonna get it tuned after this. It's exciting stuff. So anyway, nice little drive. Got the windows down. We cruising. So yeah, see you guys there. All right, well, we made it back to Salvage, to Savage. This is the shop truck. If you saw the last video, it's kind of cool to see it out in the sunlight, out in the open, in its element. And here's the shop. Those of you who didn't see the shop, it is a super cool shop. We did a little bit of a shop tour in the last video, but the LS Miata's exhaust is finito. It is finally done. Not just the exhaust. We'll go to the headers first, because that was the biggest thing. Long tube headers. So this is what the car had before, for those of you who don't know. Cast iron G8 manifolds, which I had ceramic coated, and then 2.5-inch to emerge to single 3-inch all the way out. I had this little center exit I made. So breathing through a straw for the 6.2 liter. So I originally had a 5.3 in this car, and that exhaust was sufficient for that. But moving to the 6.2 liter, drastic change. I mean, the engine's taking in way more air. It's got way better heads, way bigger displacement, bigger cam, better intake manifold, better everything, sucking away more air. Couldn't put any more air out. I mean, that exhaust was probably restrictive to the 5.3 itself, let alone the 6.2. So moral of the story is I needed some long tube headers. We needed some more power. That was the name of the game. So Tim here at Moseri, I always want to call it Marici.
Yeah, Marici works.
Really?
No.
I know it's like not even close to spelled that way, but when you just glance at it, it's like, I don't know. Anyway, Tim Marici here at Salvage to Savage. He built the original exhaust on this car, and he's done a lot of crazy fab work, and I knew he was the guy to tackle this project, and I knew it was going to be hard, and he had to do a lot of things. You want to walk us through? Walk us through. Let's start with this header, because this is the problem child.
Yeah, so obviously the biggest issue with this side was the starter. Starter is like just right in the way. So these two primaries back here, I kind of had an idea what I wanted to do. I just wanted to come around the starter, which we did. But these two primaries, I decided to splay them out in order to get the ground clearance where we wanted it. So the 1 7/8, if I wanted to come underneath this primary, it would have brought us down below this point, which I didn't want, in case, you know, you went off track or if something happened.
Yeah, which happens. Going off track in a drift car happens. I mean, I have this skid plate.
Yeah, there it is.
Which we got to see if it'll still fit.
Yeah, I love it.
But you can see it is all scraped up, and that's fresh. I actually beefed up this skid plate probably a few months ago because it was almost scraped through. So hitting the ground happens. Yeah, moral of the story. Yeah. And ground clearance is important. Otherwise, these beautiful headers would get destroyed in a hurry.
Once we got past the starter, it was pretty easy. You could see kind of a hole right here. The primaries fit in there pretty nice. I'm extremely surprised how much room there is in a Miata.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So was there more room than you were expecting or less?
This hole that I really didn't notice before when you originally dropped off the car was like a lifesaver.
Oh, could
like,
you get in there
if this
and
was
stuff?
Yeah, if this was sheet metaled off like a normal car, it would have been a little bit more of a nightmare. But this made it a lot easier to get my hand in there and hold the primaries as I was tacking them together.
Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't even think about that.
And then the driver's side actually turned into more of a hassle than the passenger side.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, because originally I thought it would be, because the driver's side is normally hard because the steering shaft. You can see the steering shaft goes right through the header.
Yeah.
But this side is overall a lot tighter. It's mainly because of the starter.
Yeah.
So there's challenges on both sides, basically.
Yeah, so this was very deceiving. I got pretty much the header where I wanted it. These two primaries, to get them to tuck up against the block away from the steering shaft was a nightmare. Like, it was just...
Oh, yeah.
I fought with this thing for like a half a day for some reason.
I didn't see how tight they are to the block up there around the steering shaft.
Even after I got these where I wanted it, when I was all said and done, I went to steer this guy and it was hitting. So when I got it on the bench, I moved this over. You could see it in our video, but this all gets kind of pushed over on the bench when I make the fixtures.
Yeah, speaking of, you guys should definitely go check out their video. They've got one up right now.
We have one up right now. The second episode will probably be up by the time this is up.
Okay, so 2 episodes on the header build. Lots of Instagram content, Instagram. So there's a lot of content between his Instagram, Salvage the Savage Instagram, and their YouTube channel of all of this. I mean, and it was super interesting for me to watch along on Instagram and then on the video to see what he did and how I learned a lot. It definitely was an undertaking, which I knew it would be, and I'm the guy, I do everything myself. This is, I think, the second time I've had someone do something for me besides tuning or painting. It's just one of those things. I knew it was gonna be hard. Maybe I could have got something in there and made it work, but not to this level. There's a lot that had to go right here, more or less.
Hopefully it's a good watch for people.
I think so, I enjoyed it.
So once we got the headers set and done, then we start working on the titanium.
So full titanium exhaust, 3-inch dual. So we went from stainless 2.5 to single 3 to titanium, full 3-inch dual.
Yeah, so this is all titanium from Tycon Industries. I've used a lot of titanium in the past, and Tycon was nice enough to come on board with this project. And I've used them for a lot of projects, and their pie cuts, their material, everything that they're packaging, everything is like perfect. So it gives you a good jump off point when you're wanting to tackle something like this. This purple and blue color, that's from contamination, believe it or not.
Right,
So that was from like a breeze, or, you know, ideally a titanium will be welded inside of a chamber. Like that's how aerospace would be. But we're dumb car guys. So
yeah, it's not as important.
we do our best to, you know, make it look as good as we can. So everything's back purged. You fill the inside of the pipe with argon so that you don't have like all this weird scaling that titanium does. And just
and even stainless has so much, you get so much porosity and corrosion on the inside.
You get the little stalactites.
I'm too lazy to back purge. Inside the pipe, there's none of that mess, that nonsense that you would get if you did not back purge.
Yep, nice and smooth.
You literally can see the bead on the inside. I like the double hanger, nice setup. Boom. So you added another one here.
Yeah, I used your old rib nuts.
Oh yeah, that's where my fuel filter was for.
Was that what for?
Yeah, my fuel filter housing.
I saw him sitting there. I was like,
I moved all that to the trunk. Oh, and then he made a new transmission mount here, as you can see, to go over. So it's kind of funny up top, because of the way the frame rails are in the Miata, the engine doesn't ever look that huge in here because there's so much room up here. But there's not a lot of room down here. So as you can see, he had to notch this area, just this blip from the shelf. It's basically a pinch weld to tuck the brake line a little further over. I'm gonna have to do a little more work with it just to make sure it's good to go. Same with the other side. Ground it down here, this pinch weld, just a pinch weld.
Yep.
Then you've got my coolant expansion tank. I'll probably heat wrap this guy, have some sleeving just to be safe.
This guy over a little bit, maybe, I don't know.
No, that should be all right.
Yeah.
That should be fine. That's about where it was on the old header. There's some stuff I'll probably want to address, but so anyway, yeah, I think that's about it, right? You had to notch it a little bit back there. All right, I guess, is it time?
I think it's time to start it.
Are we doing it?
I was like this close to cheating and just starting the car.
I was wondering.
And just being like, I'll act really surprised when he gets here. No, we haven't started it.
Well, here.
I have no idea what this is gonna sound like.
not as like obnoxiously loud as I thought it was gonna be. I was a little worried. I was thinking about it at the drift event because I heard all these loud cars go by and I was like, man, I'm gonna be that guy. I already was that guy. I'm gonna be that guy even worse, but it's...
I don't know, I feel like on cam it's gonna be pretty loud.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's loud. It's just, it's not as, like I was afraid it would be like that ear piercing loud, but it's like a good loud.
Yeah.
It's like the loud I hoped it would be. I guess we'll let it warm up, do a burnout, put it on the trailer. All right, well, we didn't have time last time. But this time, we're going for a rip in Cha-Ching. If you guys don't recall this truck, this is their shop truck, twin turbo, LS, air ride. We went over all the details in that video. If you haven't seen it, I definitely would suggest you watch it. There's a ton of cool, just like little nuanced things like hard lines and whatever. To watch it, we nerd out about it, but I get the opportunity to drive it, so I'm really excited. It's stick shift and everything, so this should be fun. Before we do a burnout in that, drive this. I'm the first one.
First one to drive it, me and Mike.
Wow.
Yeah.
I do feel honored. So I mean, intermission before the burnout is probably as cool or cooler than the burnout. The doors feel so cool with the door handles.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever driven this old truck in general. We got lap belts, safety first. I feel like I can see everything. like my biggest thing for doing the titanium was this reason. I wanted it to sound different and sound not raspy. Be able to be loud but not be raspy. And it's all that, and I can't wait to hear it.
It shakes your heart.
I can't either.
It does in the car when I started it back, because we started it, you know, it was outside of the car. When I got in and started, I was like, oh my gosh, am I in a race car?
Yes, you are.
You kind of are.
Now I am. Oh man, the old Miata. All right, Miata loaded up on the trailer. Just want to give a huge thank you to S2S Salvage to Savage. Like I said, check out all their content, Instagram and YouTube. I've been following along the whole build, so it wasn't even really as, I mean, I almost wish I hadn't, just because I already saw the whole exhaust before I saw the whole exhaust. I mean, obviously it looks like crazier in person, but it was really cool that you documented the whole thing. And then the video, I really enjoyed it. Next video should be out, like I said, right now. All right, we got the LS Miata home. We got it unloaded. And there's one thing left to do. There's one thing left on the table, and that is taking it for a rip, seeing seat of the pants, how much faster does it feel? I'm really, really curious to see what the difference is with the Longtubes and the full dual 3-inch exhaust, power-wise, even untuned. So now I am gonna go take it up to KSR Performance, have it tuned by Kevin. He is great with Holley stuff. He's a great tuner. So I think he's a great person to have, you know, just dial it in on the dyno. And then after that, we're gonna take it up to Clutch Kickers and drive it with the sticky tires. I have a new set and a half-used set. So basically run it in full comp mode, like as if we were there competing, and see how much of a difference the Longtubes and exhaust make as far as low end torque, overall power, things like that. It'll be a really cool same for same comparison, same track, same super gripped up setup, yada yada, and just see what the difference all this makes, you know, because that was really the main goal here, was to give it a little more low end and stuff for competitions and things like that. So anyway, that's enough jibber jabbering, dude. All right, we're gonna go drive this thing. We're gonna go take it for a rip. I'm gonna top it off with some E just to make sure we don't run out of gas, because we're gonna go on a cruise, and we're gonna go rip this thing. So nothing more to say. Let's get to it, boys. So much better than before. It's almost quieter at this speed and RPM than it was before. All right. Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Wow! That's definitely faster. Feels absurd. That is nuts, dude. That is nuts! I cannot wait to feel that drifting. Oh my gosh, that is freaking exhilarating. Sounds so good too, so freaking good. Dude, it is fast now. It is fast. It sounds so much smoother now. So glad we went with the titanium. I stopped by Raldo and Josue's just to show them the exhaust. Gotta do a quick burnout on the way out. All right, well, we made it back home. Didn't get pulled over, didn't go to jail. That's a win in my book. It had no problem holding the burnout that time, so I think the Salvage to Savage shop, I guess they had some construction done and there was a lot of dust, so I think that's probably why it just kept pushing through the fronts there. I wish I would have got an out-of-car video of that burnout, because it felt pretty nice, felt pretty rowdy, but man, this thing, oh man, it makes me so happy the way it sounds. The free rev, dude, it just sounds like a race car. Just like whap, whap, whap. It revs so quick now compared to before. It was definitely super choked out before. Feels way rowdier. I cannot wait to dyno it. I cannot wait to drift it. Whew, super excited. The LS Miata is back and better than ever, boys. So yeah, hey, I guess that's gonna go ahead and end it for this video. Huge shout out to Salvage to Savage. They did an amazing job on this. Tim and Mikey, like awesome guys, awesome shop. They've got a great YouTube channel. They do great work. I can't say enough about them. Yeah, anyway, for now, that's gonna be it, guys. I'll see you for the next video, but for now, that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Goodbye.